Hello and welcome to my very first tank review. I normally wouldn't be making this video because I'm really lazy, but this tank just sparked a fire at me. The fire of wanting to tell you how bad it is. And it might actually be spawning a series of me telling you guys how bad certain tanks really are, or how you can have fun with them anyways. But we will see that later. Anyways, today, Panzer III K, the big stinker. And yes, I actually bought that tank because I thought, you know what, it actually looks cool. You can put an L3 down the back, you can put a weird tank symbol on the side. You can have some fun. Yeah, you can have some fun, but the fun is really impeded by the tank itself. Well, Aimless, why is the tank so bad? I haven't heard a single thing about it yet. Oh well, then you're living under a rock why the tank's bad, and it's the gun. One of the things, at least. It's the 7.5cm KWK 40L43. Same gun the Panzer IV gets. On the Panzer IV, it's a pretty good gun, because it's on a tier 4 vehicle. Panzer IV Panzer III K, I'm sorry, is on a tier 5 vehicle. So keep that in mind while we're talking about this. It's got 103 pen. It's okay. It's a tier 4 vehicle, yeah, I can see that. It's 110 base damage. That's pretty okay. It's got 139 average pen on APCR. Well, that's surely enough on a tier 4 vehicle, Aimless. Yeah, it's pretty good on a tier 4 vehicle. It's complete bullcrap on a tier 5, but you know, it's good on a tier 4. This version of 0.4 is like, you might as well throw stones at people, but you know, it won't hit. You will hit the shots, but we really going out of their way to like not hit them at time from time. And 2.3 aiming time, which is not bad, but it annoyingly is a lie, because that aiming time only applies when you're standing completely still. When you are driving, you see an enemy over there, you stop the vehicle and start aiming. It takes you more about 4 seconds. It might be between 3 and 4, but I counted and it was feeling more like 4 seconds. And I am using my E50M crew in it, which is actually pretty good. It's a pretty good crew. Wouldn't say it's a bad crew, but it's not that great to begin with. Yeah. Also on the move, the dispersion, or rather the bloom on the move, I should say, is complete and utter bullshit. Like, you won't hit things on the move. You will be really lucky to hit stuff on the move. So yeah, this is more or less a standing sniper vehicle, if anything. Like maybe a passive spotter, but we get to that later. And what else do we have about this tank? 600 hit points, which is actually not that bad. The Panzer IV Hydrostat gets 550. It's also way quicker. The Turan gets 570. And it's not that great either in the whole speed ratio, but we'll come to that later again. The only thing that's got more hit points that I have is the Panzer T25 with 610. So yeah, the Panzer IV K actually gets a fair view of hit points, which will honestly help the enemy more than you, because they will get more XP out of you when they shoot at you. But you know, that's a few things you might consider. The armor is... it's not great. It's 50 on the front, 30 on the side, 50 on the back for some weird reason. Turret almost the same, just with the 30 on the back. So you might be able to bounce a shot or two if tier 4 and 5 vehicles shoot at you. The tier 5 vehicles only if they have stock guns, or if they are shooting at really odd angles, like the side of the turret here that might bounce a 7.5cm shell. But you shouldn't be thinking, hey, I can go hull down and then just snipe because my gun method is about half the size of the turret front. It won't stop anything, especially with that cupola. More things. Weight load limit. Well, it's about 23 to 25 tons. You think you could ram some things with it, but it's not fast enough to ram things. You might be able to get lucky and just when you're driving downhill and somebody's not paying attention, which is a total possibility on these steers, you might get lucky and ram somebody. But don't count on it. Especially because it only goes 40. Well, Aimless, the Turan 3 also goes only 40. Yeah, it does. But it has better ground resistance and it goes 20 backwards. The 4K, 3K, goddammit, I always count it to 4K. The 3K goes 12 backwards, which is slower than any other German premium on tier 5, that I found. I mean, I'm struggling. I mean, even the Churchill 4, the Churchill 3 goes 14 backwards. The only thing I can find here that is slower are the KV-222, the T-14. Excelsior's probably faster. It's as fast as an Excelsior backwards, so there you go. It's slow backwards. That's what I want to call you with that. That's what I want to tell you with that. The traverse speed is at 40. I mean, what can you expect? It's a tier 5 vehicle. It's not that great, but due to the ground resistance, it's getting worse. Like, obviously, I have the crew to counter it a bit, but it won't help much. Concealment is actually one of the highest on that tier, which helps, honestly. Like, since the base view range, get out of there. Since the base view range of the turret is like 350 meters, you can and will be able to at least passive spot a few things. So if you see that you're in a tier 7 game, you're in a tier 6 game, you only have a few shots that you really want to make count because you know you can't pen the OIs, you can't pen the ONIs, you can't pen the AKV3s, the ISs, the Tiger Ps, etc. Just sit back a bit, be a bit passive, and you might get lucky in spotting. I say might because the concealment is still not the greatest. It's workable, but not the greatest. Signal range is, like with most German vehicles on that tier, pretty goddamn good actually. So another point where you could say, yeah, it's probably a passive spotter and fire support vehicle, but nothing more. And it's kind of sad because it's as much as I don't like this vehicle, I did have a bit of fun, but it didn't come because the vehicle was good. It was because either the enemy teams were rather bad, which, you'll be honest, can happen on tier 5. On all tiers, but you know, tier 5 especially, and lower. And the other one was that things worked out really odd because of this vehicle. Because you think, hey, I'm in a medium, I can go fast. Hey, I'm in a Panzer III, I can go really fast. And then you're just struggling to keep up with the mediums and the heavies, especially if it's a OI experimental, going forwards. Because you will be as fast as an OI experimental. Looking at the stats here, you actually have the same forward and backward speed and almost the same power to weight ratio than an OI experimental. To be fair, an OI experimental is a really good and really mobile tier 5 heavy tank, but you're basically a light tank chassis with a medium tank turret and the mobility of a heavy tank. Enough talking, let's get into a few replays, I guess. Well, as you can see, I'm on a mountain right now, trying to get some shots in, and it kind of works, as you can see. Like, the gun dispersion is quite bad, but thanks to my crew and thanks to other things, like RNG, I'm able to hit some things. Like, not that shot, but most others that I take, like this one. The gun itself, when you're standing still, is workable, but not great. Like, let's wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, That was almost 5 seconds. Granted, I moved the gun. It's still not great. What's also not great is that I'm... There we go. That's one. There was a shot that pinned, but you know. Granted, I'm using normal AP. Oh, there we go. That's one of the big problems. SU-85s. I'm just bouncing every shot here. Because... Well, it is angled backwards on that hill, but I was still kinda annoyed about it. Because SU-85 doesn't have a lot of armor anyway, so I was like, why can't I pen it? So... The poor type here shows up again. Fire the first shot, miss out of some godforsaken reason. Proper gun. And then I just track him. As you can see, I do have the commander skill that lets you see what type of things you damaged and not. Which helps a lot in finding out what exactly happened to that vehicle. But, yeah. Not much happens from here on out, so let's just jump in a bit further. After a bit I decided to get down the mountain because I couldn't hit anything anymore. And found that bishop. I was like, oh, I can shoot the bishop. Oh no, wait, I can't. Also I got spotted because my cupola was goddamn high, but you know. I shoot once, just to miss. Shoot him again. And thanks to the low alpha, I actually have to hit him 3 times to kill him, but the third shot just doesn't come out like it should. Also, I'm getting murdered by that Churchill. Trying to angle my gun a bit to like stop him from hitting my cupola. And see that people in the north might need help. There was a bounce. I have no clue how that bounced, but I was really lucky it did. But yeah, my friend, quote unquote, up there just exploded. Churchill's still trying to kill me, which is, to be fair, his goddamn job. T-28 obviously pins me without aiming much. I can't hit him because he's far back and I'm not paying much attention because the Churchill is still hitting me. So I'm just deciding to go for it with my immense 40 horsepower per ton. 40 horsepower per ton? 40 kilometers per hour forward. That's the 40. Anyways, I'm just trying to get away from that guy, just getting quite unspotted, and there's the T-67. 76, I'm sorry. I'm not good with numbers. Anyways, I was really lucky the first hit missed, else I would be pretty much dead at this point. Decided to go north because there was a Panzer IV there. I can deal with Panzer IVs, at least the Panzer IV-A, if it has the derp gun. I might be able to survive an HE shell, I thought. I was just going there, might be able to shoot at the Churchill a bit better. Deep diving. And get proxy spotted by the Panzer IV I was going for, which, to be honest, wasn't the thing I was going for. Because, well, I'm at like no health whatsoever, and everything that hits me will probably kill me. Back to the story. I'm trying to get my gun to bear, which doesn't help because technically the gun depression is okay, but not good enough for this specific point. And I'm just trying to pen this guy from here on out. Just bouncing off his butt, even with APCR. Like, granted, that shot probably hit the tracks, but that should have hit at least the turret back. Still trying to angle to get a shot on him. That should have hit, didn't hit, because gun is crap. That was the Panzer IV-A actually bouncing me with the AP of the short 7.5 centimeter gun. I got really lucky that he wasn't using HE, because he might have actually killed me with that. Still trying to angle so I can kill the Churchill, because Churchill is the only thing that could probably kill the entire team at this point. Because, albeit the Churchill is not the best tier 5 vehicle, it does have an excessive amount of DPM and pen, if it wants to. So I'm just trying to spot here. They're still blind firing my position. And there he is. Just straight or sideways to me. First shot obviously misses because I was on the move. Second shot actually hits the target. I only have APCR left, so I thought, you know what, before the T-35 over there gets the Panzer IV kill, I might as well go for it and kill him with APCR. Didn't feel good though, I can tell you that for a fact. But since all is not fun and games in this tank, I just wanted to show you a tier 7 game as well. Here on the Siegfried line, for example. I was just trying to hold back the T-25-2, and that's an MT-25 just completely eradicating me from the face of the earth while I'm not able to shoot back at him. I was really happy that that shot actually didn't connect. But I just lost almost half my health to a tier 6 scout tank that is not really regarded as one of the best tier 6 scout tanks. Well, he gets blown up, but actually that makes me really happy. Anyways, back to the game. I'm just trying to get my bearings again after being completely, well, thrown out of my groove here. And I'm waiting for a few things to pop up that I can shoot. Like, that T-34 looks really good, 43 looks really good. So I take a shot. Oh, I bounce the turret because I'm not shooting normal AP. Oh, I bounce the front because I'm shooting normal AP. Load in the APCR in, and he's gone. Meanwhile, a flat Panzer rolled up. And not much to do for me right now because honestly everything would kill me. And there's the aim time again. I would have been able to take that shot if the goddamn aim time wouldn't have had so bad. Wouldn't have been so bad. There we go. Anyways, just turning a bit, trying to get my bearings. What could I shoot? What should I shoot? What am I able to pen even? And there's the T-43 again. Take a shot. Of course it didn't it bounces. Or actually it didn't hit, I can't tell. Because I'm not listening to music right now because it's very high. Anyways, I'm not really paying attention to the Panzer IV right now because you just saw my turret flip back there. I was out of the game because I changed the music track because I was like, might as well change music right now. It's not that bad of a deal if I explode. And I kind of blocked the Panzer IV in the end, which wasn't the greatest of me, so... And there's the 43 again, and he really hammers me in the turret. Or rather, directly in the cupola, which is like really big, but you know, still a Russian gun. Anyways, I'm down to almost a fourth of health, about a fourth of health. The other Panzer III K got really, well, gung-ho there, and will probably be annihilated rather soon. The poor bastard. He's also playing a Panzer III K, but he doesn't have to. He doesn't seem to be the best player, so he's suffering even more from the bad vehicle than I am. So I decide, you know what, might as well drive over here, might try to get some flanking fire on the T-43. But I forgot somebody. I forgot a really big player in the game. And he should pop up every second now. That is an ass. I have APCR, so I shoot once. Didn't damage anything. Aim again, directly at the turret. And that made me really happy at that moment. I somehow managed to one-shot ammo rack that guy. Although the first shot I fired didn't damage his ammo rack. So either it was a really lucky shot, or the module damage on this gun is actually a bit shadow buffed. I'm not quite sure though. It would be nice if it would, because it would make the vehicle kind of sort of run, but you know, that's a thing. I would go on with this replay, but I will spoil you. In about 30 seconds I will be, well, 30 seconds, about a minute, I will be horribly annihilated by an Su-122, Su-120, by the enemy RT. There we go. Anyways, you can see again how slow this vehicle is. Like, I'm just not having fun. Like, driving this thing around in the open field, just throwing it to the left and the right every time. And especially the backwards speed. It's not great at all. And everybody who ever said that this vehicle is not great, I will completely and utterly say that guy is right. No matter who said it. Like, even if goddamn, I don't know, somebody really horrible was said it, I would say, yeah, that guy's right at this point. But don't buy it, never buy it, there's the RT, and with that I say goodbye, until next time. Hello and welcome to my very first tank review. A lot of people didn't ask for this, but I still thought, you know what? I have a few followers. Yeah, there are a few in my videos. I've got a few followers. Fuck's sake.